Welcome back. Day 14, you made it. Okay, so let's talk tonight about how we're healing. Let's talk about our heart posture while we're doing the work. Specifically, I want to talk about releasing the need to understand everything in order to heal something. I think sometimes we can get lost in the story of what happened when we're trying to heal, and it's unnecessary. We don't actually have to understand everything in order to heal it. I think that we get caught up in feeling like we do because we are obsessed with making judgments about stuff. We have to assign a judgment. We have to say whether or not something is good or bad, whether something is right or wrong, whose fault is it, and at whose expense did the thing take place. And I don't believe any of that is necessary. And when I was journaling about this earlier today, it made me think about my kids. When one of them gets injured and you hear the hollering from wherever it happened in the house, and they all come rushing to explain with their hour-long stories of whose fault it was, what happened before, why it happened, and all I can think of is, hurry up, get to the part to where you tell me what's wrong, what's injured. You can tell me who hurt you, whose fault it was, all the details and all of that later. But in the moment, I'm trying to stop the bleeding. I'm trying to stop the suffering. I'm trying to stop the hollering. And I can't do that if you're giving me the story from beginning to end, who did what, why, where, and when. I don't need any of that to heal it. I need you to tell me where it's at. I need you to tell me what happened. Are we talking broken bone? Are we talking blunt face trauma? Are we talking you skinned your knee because you were skating too fast? Give me the footnotes so that I can jump in. I can do my job. I can do the work. I can patch you up and get you back to healing and balance, get you back to equilibrium and running around again. And I feel like a lot of us are like that when we're healing too. We get lost in the, well, what happened? Why did this happen? How did it happen? And God is probably looking at us like, okay, I get it. Let's heal it already. And I just think that we get caught up in understanding everything sometimes, but I also feel like it is a snare, it's a trap, it's a stumbling block. It really is a delay, and it doesn't take all that to heal a thing. It really doesn't. And I want us to really start focusing in on the clarity and the precision that we need concerning the details of the injury. And I know that sometimes it's necessary to unravel exactly what's going on. It's necessary to ask some questions. If one of my kids are hollering and I cannot tell what's wrong, they're not bleeding from anywhere, I have to check their body for injury. So sometimes it is necessary to ask some questions to unravel a thing, but it does not take understanding the whole story from beginning to end. It really doesn't. And so when I even think about like the delays and being distracted, imagine if you tell me you skinned your knee because you were skating. I can jump right in and clean the wound, get the band-aids and the ointment, and give you the hugs. But if you tell me that the kid down the street pushed you while you were skating because you called him fat, now I'm no longer focused on the injury. Now I want to go down the street and find the kid that pushed you because I want to fight him. So I think that it's really important to focus on the pertinent details to do the work. And it really makes me think about that saying that your trauma is not your fault, but it is absolutely 100% your responsibility. A really good quote. Um, to me, we don't need to relive or dissect every detail in order to understand how to heal it, understand how to support it. It's not about assigning blame. It's not about justifying yourself. It's not about someone else even acknowledging your hurt. That might not ever happen. That apology might not ever come. But we still have to do the work in order to heal. And when I think about the people who say they need closure in order to heal a thing, in order to close something out, they want to go over all the details with the other party in the name of closure. That is so disempowering. And I hate us being disempowered. I really do. Because I feel like we are so much more powerful than we allow ourselves to be sometimes. And it does not have to be that way. Nobody can steal your power from you. You can exchange it. You can release it. You can let it go. But it's yours. It's God given. You came here powerful. That's your birthright. And when I think about trying to get lost in the story of what happened in the name of closure, I feel like not only are we unfairly assigning responsibility to someone else for our healing, even if they cause the injury, right? I think we are also exchanging our power in anticipation of closure and understanding of a thing. And so it's like you can't outsource the job. Everything starts, it begins and it ends with you. It's going to always be an inside job and not an outside job. Every single time. It makes me think about customer service when you call because you have a issue, and customer service will then hand you to somebody who is in a foreign country in order to help you resolve your problem. It makes me think about how there is no understanding to be had if we don't even speak the same language. So what kind of closure am I going to get from somebody who does not even speak healing, that has not done the level of work to even understand where I'm coming from or what I'm talking about? And so a lot of times when we get off those customer service calls and they can't understand us, it ends in frustration and it ends up in everything but closure, everything but resolve. The issue still stands. The wound is still open when we do that, trying to heal. And I feel like when we give our power away, you keep yourself stuck. You keep yourself in a wounded state because it's contingent upon what somebody else will or will not give you, what they will or will not say. And sometimes it's probably never enough anyway. And I want us to stop and ask ourselves, when we feel tempted to go down that rabbit hole, am I processing the story or am I processing the healing? Those two things are not the same. You can work the story, but you might end up chasing your tail. Or you can work the healing process and employ your tools so that you can heal the wound. Healing isn't in the story. Healing is in the care, in the intention that you give to the injury. Healing is not in the story. It's not in the rehashing. It's not in the long drawn out conversations and 50-page long text messages. Healing is in the care, in the attention that you give to the wound. So I want us to stop disempowering ourselves. I want us to stop trying to outsource our healing to people who are not equipped because they don't even speak the same language half the time. I want us to take our power back. I want us to stop getting lost in the story and getting lost in the tools that we're developing. Getting lost in the spaces, the soft spaces that we are curating for ourselves to be able to snap back, to come out of, to close the cycle. I think that time is well spent. I think that you can always reach a resolution. It's going to work if you work it. That's how I feel. It's going to work as long as you're working it. So let's breathe. Let's allow all of that that we just went over, that we just examined, let all that marinate and really integrate into our bodies. Let that breath allow us to really receive those things. So go ahead and find a comfortable seated position if you haven't already. We're going to do some collective breaths real quick, and then I'm going to pray. Go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Let your spine lengthen, and let your mind be clear. Release any tension you might be holding on anywhere. Go ahead and lower your gaze or close your eyes. Let's breathe. Breathe in and let it go. Breathe in and let it go. Allow your body to be soft. Breathe in and release it. Now let me pray for you. Dear God, I thank you so much for this opportunity to gather here together under one intention. I thank you for each and every one of our journeys as we come into who it is that we have been designed to be, who it is that we've called to be. I thank you that you are continuing to take us one step at a time. Through each phase of our journey, we are up-leveling, we are gaining wisdom, understanding, self-awareness that is really helping us to master self. I thank you that every time we get to know ourselves a little bit better, we understand your image even more deeply. As we gather here together under the idea that we can heal, we can end suffering, we can treat our own wounds and injuries, God. We are so powerful. We are so wonderfully made. Everything that you've done, you took the time and the intention to fully equip us with everything that we would need for the journey and for the race. I thank you who began a good work in us. You are faithful to continue to finish it. I thank you for this word that you've given me. I thank you for each and every time you interrupt my prayer time, you interrupt my quiet time and speak. It is always something that allows me to be a little bit more free, allows me to be a little bit more faithful and trusting, allows me to surrender and let go and loosen my grip a little bit more. I pray that same freedom for anybody on the other end of this prayer. I pray that when we are calling you, inviting you into a situation, that you would always bring clarity swiftly. I thank you that your blessing comes with no sorrow. We don't have to wait for another shoe to drop. We don't have to wait for scales to balance out that you do a good thing and now something else has to happen. I thank you that everything that you do is good. I thank you that you give blessing and you add no sorrow. I thank you that we don't even have to understand what it is that took place that caused the injury, that you have already equipped us with what we need to heal. You are already ready to answer the prayers before we pray and when we call in more support. I pray that you would help us one step at a time, one lesson at a time. Call all of our power back, each and every one of us. Even today, if we relinquish some of our power to a place that it has no business going, I call it back to us right now. That belongs to us. I thank you that you have made us creative beings and powerful beings, that we are co-creating this very reality that we are living. You've given us dominion here in the earth, that we could begin to shift things with our words, with our emotional intelligence. I thank you that you've made us resilient. I thank you that we're not even walking this journey alone, although we're fully equipped, God. I thank you that you have added the people to my life that you have to all of our lives, that we can lean into the support when we need it. I thank you that you are calling us out of disillusionment. I thank you are there helping us one step at a time, shine a light on those things, those habits, those unhealthy behaviors that we've clung to when we needed them. I thank you that you're growing us. I thank you that those things are falling off right now. I thank you that we do not have to outsource our healing. We don't have to give our power over to anybody else. I thank you that you are untying some of the bondage that some of the people that are listening to this prayer have been in. I thank you for that freedom right now. I pray that this process will be ongoing, that you would continue to use me to not only bring healing to my own personal situations, but that as I unravel things with transparency, that I'm helping somebody else to understand what I'm understanding in real time. May you help us to all embody these truths, not just to understand them with our minds, but to receive them in our hearts and to walk them out with our bodies. May we continue to be steadfast and trust in you, putting our hand in your hand and letting you guide and lead the way. I thank you that you have always considered us to be sacred. I thank you that you have always guided and protected. I thank you that your love and kindness never runs out. So I pray that you would keep us all until we are able to meet here again. I praise you because you are worthy. In your name I pray. Ashe and Amen. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining me. So let's do this again, yeah? I'll meet you here, same time, same place, tomorrow. This is day 14 of the 21 days of prayer, a 21-day devotion to pause and reconnect to self and reconnect to God. I love you. Have a good night.